Hello everyone, my name is Ratnesh Singh and my channel is Keen Concept. In this video tutorial, I'll be telling you how you can use profiles in Maven with a detailed description and hands-on. Purpose of my channel is to explore software engineering concepts in depth. So if you have not subscribed my channel, so please click on the subscribe button and press the bell icon also so that you don't miss any of my videos. So without further ado, let's get started. So, why to use Maven profiles? So, if you want to customize your Maven builds based on execution environment or any other condition, then you can use Maven profiles for that. Suppose if your project is having 4 different environments, dev, QA, UAT and prod, then using Maven profiles, you can customize your builds or you can build your Maven project having different configurations in each environment. So we will discuss this in detail by implementing a scenario later in this video. So please stay connected till the end of video so that you don't miss out any concept. How to specify Maven profiles? So here is the answer for that. You can use profiles tag, and under profiles tag you can use multiple profiles. So for each profile, you have to specify a unique ID. So if any of the ID is duplicate, Maven will give you error. So where to specify Maven profiles? So if you want to specify profiles for any particular Maven project, then you can specify profiles in pom.xml of that project. And if you want profiles to be applicable for all the projects on machine for that particular user, then you need to go to the user's home folder under C drive and specify profiles in settings.xml under local Maven repository of that user. Also, if you want profiles to be applicable for all the users using that machine, then you need to go to the Maven home directory where Maven binaries are kept and then specify profiles in settings.xml under conf folder. So how you activate Maven profiles during build? So there are multiple ways through which you can invoke profiles while building your project. First way is to pass ID of the profile as -p argument while building your project. Second way is to use any system property such as the environment and then pass it as a -d argument while generating your builds. Third way is to activate based upon JDK version being used. Fourth way is to activate based upon operating system being used for building your project. Fifth way is to activate profiles based upon presence or absence of any file. Last way is to activate by default. So we will discuss each of these ways in detail with hands-on. So please stay connected till the end of this video. So here is a sample scenario which we will discuss and implement to understand this concept of profiles in Maven in detail. Suppose your project has 3 types of test cases: unit test cases, automation test cases, and integration test cases. Unit test cases are generally written by the dev team, while the automation test cases are generally written by the QA team. And integration test cases can be written by a QA team or a UAT team based upon your project process. So if you are running your builds in dev environment, then you want to execute only unit test cases but skip any other test cases. Similarly, if you are a QA member and running your builds on a QA environment, then you just want to execute automation test cases and skip others. Similarly, if you are running your builds in a UAT environment or maybe integration environment, then you want to run integration test cases only and skip others. And in the last, if while running your build on production environment, you want to skip all the test cases. So the solution for implementing this scenario is using Maven profiles. Now we will do a hands-on on this and implement this scenario in our sample Maven project. So here is our sample Maven project, and let's go to src main Java, and we can see application class over here. So this application class is basically a sample Java console application which is calculating the sum of two numbers. Now go to src test Java, and you can see three packages. One is the for the dev test, and another one is for QA test and UAT test. Under dev test package we have a unit test case. This is again a dummy test case which is printing on console as my unit test case got executed. Similarly, we have a we have a automation test under QA test package, and then integration test under integration test package. Now let's see the pom.xml. So in pom.xml currently we have a testng dependency, and then we have two plugins. One is the Maven compiler plugin, which is having which is using JDK version 14 as source and target, and another one is the Maven jar plugin, which is specifying the manifest attribute, basically the main class of our Java console application. So these two plugins we won't move inside the profiles because these are common for all the profiles. So let's first run this project and see the default behavior while building our project. So we are on our project home directory, and we will type as mvn clean install to build our project. So you can see our project started building. So now you can see our build got success, and you can see all the three test cases got executed by default. So now we will see what profile configurations we will use to implement the scenario which we have discussed earlier. So here is the configuration of profiles which we'll be using in our pom.xml for implementing the scenario which we discussed. But before we copy this to our pom.xml, let's discuss this in detail. So, so this is basically, if you see, there's a profiles tag, which is basically the parent tag. And under that we have the first profile tag, which is given ID as dev profile. And if you see, there is a build tag. So this build tag is only applicable to this profile. While you remember, there was a build tag in pom.xml also, but that was not enclosed inside any of the profiles. So that's why that build tag was common to all the profiles. Now, under this build tag, we have mentioned a plugin, which is Maven Surefire plugin, which we'll be using for executing our unit test cases. So now this is important. This is the configurations tag. Under this configuration tag, either we can use exclude tag or we can use include tag. So if we are using exclude tag, then we need to exclude the test classes which we don't want to execute in this profile. So you can see this is excluding the QA test cases as well as the UAT test cases. Or you can mention the include tag, and under that you can include the dev test cases. So this or you won't be using, as this is just for explaining you and it is not an XML tag. So let's come down to the next profile. So you can see this is the second profile tag, and it has a ID as QA profile. Under this we again have a build tag, and then we have the plugin tag, and we are again using the Maven Surefire plugin. And if you see under configuration, under excludes, we have now excluded the dev test and the UAT test classes, or alternatively we can include the QA test cases only under this configuration. So we can use either excludes or includes. Now let's go to the third profile. So this is the third profile tag, and if you see, its ID is as UAT profile. So under this we have a build tag and again plugins. So first plugin is Maven Surefire plugin, and generally this plugin is used for executing the unit test cases or the test cases under the test phase. So currently in the test phase we are skipping all the test cases, and we have mentioned a tag as skip test as true, and our integration test cases are generally executed in the integration test phase, or you can say the verify phase, by using the Maven failsafe plugin. So here we have mentioned the failsafe plugin and attach this plugin to the verify phase, and this plugin has two goals: integration test and verify. So both these goals we have bounded to the verify phase. So now coming to the configuration, you can see we have excluded the dev test cases and the QA test cases, or alternatively you can include only UAT test cases or integration test cases under include tag. So now let's come down to the fourth profile, which is basically the prod profile. You can see a fourth profile with the ID as prod profile, and under this build tag we have Maven Surefire plugin, and under Surefire plugin under configuration we have mentioned a skip test as true. So that means all the test cases which are going to execute in test phase are going to skip, and by default the verify phase is not mapped to any goal, so our integration test cases or the verify phase won't get executed. So now let's copy these profiles in our pom.xml and execute all these profiles using the ways we have discussed earlier. So here we have pasted our profile configuration in pom.xml, and we have pasted it under the build tag which was mentioned earlier, and this build tag was common to all the profiles, and our profiles tag we have pasted just below the earlier build tag. And now we will execute these profiles with each of the ways we discussed. So let's just execute it, and the first way was to execute by using the profile ID passing as a -p attribute. So let's go to the command prompt, and we are under our Maven project folder, and we will execute the command as mvn clean install -p, and our first profile ID is dev profile. So let's just execute it. So you can see build got success, and we will see what it has executed. So you can see it has now executed only our unit test cases when we are executing through dev profile. Now let's run for the QA profile in the same way. So you can see the build got success, and it has executed our automation test cases only when we are running by the QA profile. Now let's execute for the UAT profile. So you can see in the test phase the test got skipped, and you can see Maven failsafe plugin has executed the integration test goal, and our integration test got executed, and the build got success. So this with this we have executed the UAT profile also. Now we will execute the prod profile. So for that, let's go and put prod profile, and you can see our build got success, and all the test cases which are there in the test phase, all those got skipped. So none of the tests got executed in our prod profile. So now we will discuss the second way to execute these profiles. which was using a property, suppose the environment, under which environment we are executing, and that passing as a -d argument while building our project. So for that we will go to Eclipse and we need to make some changes. So let's come to the profiles tag, and under profiles tag, below this ID tag, we will mention a tag as activation, and under activation we will mention property, and then we can specify a property as suppose environment env, and its value as depth for depth profile. So let's copy this activation block to our each profile. So here we can mention the environment as QA. In UAT we can mention the environment as UAT, and prod we will mention the environment as prod. Now let's just run using this property. So for this we will type a command as mvn clean install -d and env equal to dev. So for dev environment we are executing. So you can see now the build got success and it has executed the unit test cases based upon our dev profile and passing the property of the environment variable. So now just for cross check we will do one more execution of the prod environment. So you can see the prod profile got executed and the test cases got skipped. So now before we proceed with the third way, how you will find out what profiles are active by default or currently active in your project. So for that you will use the Maven help plugin and active profiles goal of that plugin. So I'll show you how you will find out. So you'll type mvn help colon active profiles and press enter. So currently none of the profiles are active by default. So now if any of the profiles would be active, it will show here. So now we will proceed with the third way of activating profile, which is based upon JDK version, and we will check whether it activates our profiles. So let's move to Eclipse. So in order to activate the profiles based upon JDK version, we need to specify a JDK tag. So let's first remove these property tags which we specified earlier. And under activation tag, we can specify a new tag as JDK. So in this we can specify the version of JDK which is being used for building the project. Suppose we specify the version 14 as we are using the JDK version 14 for compiling and building our project. Let's mention this tag to other profiles also, and we will change the JDK values in other profiles. Let's mention it as 13, as 12, and as 11. So now let's check whether our profile based upon JDK version got activated. So expected is our dep profile should be activated as it is the same version 14 which is being used to build this project. So let's move to command prompt and execute a command as maven help active profiles. So you can see it is showing as dep profile activated. Now if you'll run the maven build, then by default dep profile will be executed. So you can see build got success and only the unit test cases got executed. So that means only the dep profile got activated by default. Now let's again move to the pom.xml and change this JDK version 14 to some other profile. Suppose we are changing to the UAT profile and saving it. Now we'll again cross check which profile is active by default. So you can see UAT profile got activated by default. Now if you'll run the default Maven build, so you can see build got success and it has executed only the integration test cases which have been specified under the UAT profile. Now the next way is to specify the OS version based upon which we can activate the profiles. So let's again go to the pom.xml in Eclipse. We will change this JDK tags to OS tag. So under this OS tag, we can specify the name of OS, which is Windows 10. We can specify family of OS, which is Windows, then version of OS, so which is 10. Now, in other profiles, we are not putting this OS tag and saving this pom.xml. Now we will see which profile got activated by default. So currently this OS tag is mentioned under dep profile. So we will check which profile has got activated. You can see the dep profile got activated by default. Again, if we change this OS tag to some other profile, suppose QA profile, and save it and cross check which profile got activated. So okay, QA profile got activated. Now if we'll run Maven build, by default our QA profile will be executed. So you can see build got success and only the automation test cases got executed. So now next way is to activate profiles based upon presence or absence of any file. So let's move to the Eclipse and under src test resources I have created an empty text file. You can see there is nothing inside this, but we will use this file to activate our Maven profiles. So let's go to the pom.xml and let's remove this OS tag from activation tag and mention a tag as file. Then under that file we will mention as exists and then path of this file. So let's save this pom.xml. So make sure we have mentioned this file tag under QA profile. So our QA profile should be activated by default. Let's go to the command prompt and find out. So we'll execute a command maven help active profiles, and you can see our QA profile got activated by default. Now let's change this file tag to some other profile, suppose prod profile, and just save the pom.xml. Now again move to command prompt and execute the same command to check which profile got activated by default now. So you can say now our prod profile got activated. Now we can also activate profiles based upon missing status of the files. For that we need to change this exist tag to missing tag and specify any file which we are expecting to be missing. So let's change this name to test missing and save it. So now let's go to the command prompt and find out which profile got activated by default. So you can see still we have the prod profile got activated because we have mentioned the missing tag under the prod profile. And the last way to activate profiles is by using active by default tag. So let's move to Eclipse and let's see how we activate by using active by default tag. And we'll delete this file tag and let's move to some other profile, suppose UAT profile, and under activation tag we will mention active by default tag, and under this we will mention a boolean value as true. So now our UAT profile is expected to be activated by default. So let's go to command prompt and find out. So you can see our UAT profile got activated by default. So with this I have explained you all the ways for activating Maven profiles to customize your Maven builds. So before I end up with this video, I just want to tell you whatever things we have done in pom.xml, all those things you can do in settings.xml too. If you want to do for a particular user, you need to go to the C drive and under that users directory, under that there will be .m2 folder under which settings.xml will be there. So if you make the changes there, the changes will be applicable for all the projects for that user. Now if you want profiles to be applicable for all the users on the machine, you need to go to the Maven home directory under conf folder and then make these changes in settings.xml, which is present in the conf folder. Thanks guys for watching my video. Please like, share and comment. Also please don't forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon, because I'll be coming up with many more such informative videos which will be having concepts and details. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.